let's talk about everything I read this month, which I'm finally back into reading. First of all, I read The Night Swim. I've had this forever. Hadn't picked it up. This is a thriller and it's told from the perspective of a true crime podcaster who's gone to cover this trial. Tons of trigger warnings for this book, just so you know. Definitely look them up. It alternates what's going on because the podcaster is there to cover this trial, and the trial is bringing up something that happened about 20 years ago as well, because a girl has reached out to the podcaster and wants her to investigate her sister's death, which she believes her sister was murdered in this town 20 years ago, and something similar is happening now. I liked it for the fact that it was different. It covered some very controversial topics. Felt like it was like hitting kind of a little too close to home for me personally, maybe, but I gave it 4 stars. Maybe I gave it 3.5, just for the sake that it was different than other thrillers I've been reading. I feel like we've gotten a lot of cookie cutter thrillers in recent years. It was really good. It was just very real and very raw, in my opinion. Next, finally read Shatter Me. I think I'm gonna continue and read a couple more. We'll see. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I'd say 3.5 stars, maybe 3. This was so easy. I mean, I really read this, I think, in one night. I don't think I was its target audience. I am super curious about how this book ended, which is why I would like to pick up the next one, but like overall, I was curious how this book, I wasn't like gripped by it, but I'm curious because I know everyone loves a certain couple in this book, and right now I'm not sure how I could ever love one of these people. It's giving maybe Tamlin, or Reese and Tamlin energy. Yikes. For my book club this month, we read, and holy crap, this was good. Talk about different kinds of thrillers. This, amazing. You need to read this if you haven't. This is crazy. This follows the daughter of a serial killer. She was the one who caught that her dad was the one that had been killing these like young girls when she was a kid, and you know, he's in jail, blah blah blah, and now someone is killing in a similar style. It's bringing up a lot of stuff from the past, and you know, she's kind of caught up in the middle of it. Oh my gosh, amazing. If you like thrillers, you should read this. If you're in a slump, I also think this would absolutely pull you out of it. 10 out of 10 recommend, 5 stars. Okay, the rest were all audiobooks and books I read on my Kindle because I am a new mom and I have been thriving on the audiobooks. I have never liked them before, and now I think I did 4 in 1 month. First of all, this book, The Minuscule Mansion of Myra Malone, I don't know. Amazing, absolutely gonna be one of my favorite reads of the year. Currently is my favorite. 5 stars, gajillion stars. If you liked Addie LaRue, go pick up this book. Go pick it up right now. Now, if you didn't like Addie LaRue, it might not be for you. It is magical realism, which I feel like is kind of popping off right now. I am obsessed. It was so great. It follows this girl who's basically a recluse because she got in an accident when she was younger, and she has this mansion, this miniature mansion, not a dollhouse. Her friend convinces her basically to start posting about it on Instagram, and you know, she gets like hundreds of thousands of followers, and this guy, someone is talking about the account, he owns a furniture store or whatever, and they're like, oh, it's very mansion aesthetic, and he's like, I'm confused. And they show him the mansion and like the rooms in it, and it is his house. And not only is it his house, it's his house with his furniture. And she's a recluse. So like, how does his house end up in her house in miniature form? It was, I don't want to use the word beautiful. I really feel like the word is like magical, but not in like the fantasy sense of the world, if that makes sense. It was just so good. I could not stop listening to it because I was audiobooking it. I would say put it down, but flew through that. I mean, amazing. 5 gajillion stars. Then I read Magnolia Parks. Gossip Girl fans, specifically Chuck and Blair fans. I am a Chuck and Blair fan. Go read it. I know I'm just another person telling you to read that book. Holy cow. I mean, such toxic couple energy. Wouldn't recommend it on anybody, but you need to go pick up that book if you're into Chuck and Blair. It was so good. It was so good. It hurt me physically. So now I'm reading the second book, which follows a different character at the same time, I think, and I'm dying to get through it so I can get back to another book from Magnolia's perspective, but I do love Daisy, who the second character perspective is. Then I read The Fine Print, which is book 1 in the Dreamland Billionaires series. I'm starting to think Lauren Asher might just not be for me. I think I gave this 3 stars. It might, okay, I liked this way more than I liked Formula 1 stories. I didn't love that first one, and then I didn't read the rest of them, but I would probably read another one of these. I think the problem, now that I'm like reevaluating it, was I don't like Grumpy Sunshine. I don't think I do. Like, this character was so sunshine. And I like to think that I'm pretty jolly, but like there's a lot of jolly going around. And he was grumpy, but like he kind of caved first in like the sense, but she was just a lot for me to handle and I didn't love it. I liked the concept of the theme park owner thing. I think I might read one of the other ones because I know everyone says book 3, book 2. I think book 1 is everyone's least favorite. And I mean, I didn't mind it. It was an easy read. And then last but not least, I listened to The Last Thing He Told Me, which is about to be a show, a movie, on Apple TV, I think. And again, so different than normal thrillers. The Last Thing He Told Me essentially is about this woman trying to uncover and figure out why her husband's like disappeared. And like he's voluntarily disappeared, at least that's what they're like assuming. And she's given a note at the start of the book from a girl who says it's from her husband and it just says protect her. That's it. And her stepdaughter also has a note and a bunch of other things. But it's about them trying to figure out and like solve what's happened to their dad, her dad and husband, you know, blah, blah, blah. It was so good. It's definitely kind of, I don't know, I guess maybe slower. I listened to it and I really liked it. I don't know how much I would have loved it if I'd read it physically, but it was still really good. But it is like a bit more, it's like a whole lot of nothing is happening. You know what I mean? Like they're just looking for clues and trying to figure out stuff. Like at one point they like visit a campus and like also like the 16-year-old daughter is like a little too whiny for me, but 4.5 stars, maybe almost 5, mostly because of the whiny 16-year-old daughter. It was good. I don't know if I'd really call it a thriller. I feel like it's kind of mystery, like a contemporary mystery might be the right realm for that. I don't know. That's what I'd call it. Anyway, so that's what I read this month. Let me know if you've read any of those, if you feel differently about any of them, or if you have any recommendations based off of ones I like. And I'll see you next time.